Hey, what's up you might knows? Hi, it's Misaka. Now, I've seen a lot of medical cases in my time, and let me tell you, some diseases are way worse than others. And I'm not just talking about how deadly they are, but the sheer agony they inflict. So buckle up, because today we're diving deep into the top 10 most painful pathogenic diseases known to humankind. We'll explore what causes them, how they mess you up, and why they make you wish you were never born. Trust me, you'll want to stick around for this one. Coming in at number 10, we have leprosy. You might think leprosy is a thing of the past, right? Think again. It's caused by Mycobacterium leprae and still exists today. It attacks your nerves, your skin, and eyes slowly. Nerve damage means you can't feel pain or temperature. Cuts, burns, or infections can go unnoticed. Talk about a recipe for disaster. Imagine an untreated wound festering for months, not to mention the disfigurement. Leprosy causes painful skin lesions and deformities with a huge social stigma. At number 9, we have a blast from the past. But trust me, this ain't a party. We're talking about shingles. Remember chickenpox? That itchy rash you got as a kid? The varicella zoster virus can hide in your body for years. When it reactivates, it's not messing around. Shingles starts with burning, tingling, or itching. Then bam, a painful rash appears, often wrapping around one side of your body. The name shingles comes from the Latin word for belt or girdle. The pain, it's intense burning stabbing pain. It can last for weeks, even months. Some people experience post-herpetic neuralgia, chronic pain after the rash clears. Coming in at number 8 is tetanus, also known as lockjaw. And let me tell you, this one's a real jaw clencher. It's caused by Clostridium tetani, a bacteria found in soil, dust, and rusty nails. This bacteria produces a toxin that hacks your nervous system, causing painful muscle spasms and stiffness. The jaw muscles are often the first to go, making it impossible to open your mouth. Tetanus can also mess with your breathing muscles, leading to death. At number 7, we have chronic meningitis. Now, meningitis on its own is no walk in the park, but the chronic form, that's a whole different level of pain and suffering. We are talking about inflammation of the meninges, those protective membranes that surround your brain and spinal cord. And when those membranes get inflamed, it's like your brain is stuck in a vice. The pain is usually described as a severe, unrelenting headache that just won't quit, often accompanied by a stiff neck, fever, and sensitivity to light and sound. And the worst part, chronic meningitis can be caused by a whole bunch of things, from bacteria and viruses to fungi and parasites, making it tricky to diagnose and even trickier to treat. Coming in at number 6, we have malaria, a parasitic infection spread by those pesky mosquitoes. Now, most people think of malaria and picture high fevers, chills, and sweating, and they're not wrong. But what they might not realize is the intense pain that comes with it. Imagine this: you're burning up with fever, your muscles are aching so badly you can barely move, and your head feels like it's going to explode. That's malaria for you. The pain comes from the parasites themselves, those tiny invaders that wreak havoc on your red blood cells. They multiply like crazy bursting out of your red blood cells and releasing toxins that trigger your body's inflammatory response. And let me tell you, when your body starts fighting back, you're going to feel it. At number 5, we're traveling back in time to face one of the most terrifying pandemics in human history, the Black Death. This devastating plague, caused by Yersinia pestis, ripped through Europe and Asia in the 14th century, wiping out millions. Symptoms included swollen lymph nodes, called buboes, that blackened and oozed pus. Victims suffered fever, chills, muscle aches, gangrene, and internal bleeding. Death was often a merciful release from unimaginable suffering. Coming in at number 4 is Cyrcocystis, a parasitic infection that's as terrifying as it sounds. Imagine this: you get infected with a tapeworm, but instead of just hanging out in your gut, the larvae decide to go on a little adventure to your brain. These larvae can form cysts in your brain, muscles, eyes, and other organs, causing seizures, headaches, and excruciating pain. At number 3, we have HIV/AIDS in its advanced stages. Now, HIV itself doesn't directly cause pain. It's a virus that attacks the immune system, leaving you vulnerable to a whole host of opportunistic infections. And it's those infections that bring the pain. And believe me, it's not pretty. Imagine your body being ravaged by multiple infections at once. Pneumonia, meningitis, tuberculosis, cancers like Kaposi's sarcoma. Each of these infections brings its own unique brand of suffering, from difficulty breathing and chest pain to debilitating fatigue and excruciating headaches. The pain can be constant or intermittent, localized or widespread, and it can range from a dull ache to a sharp, burning sensation. Coming in at number 2 is dengue fever, also known as breakbone fever, and for good reason. This viral infection, spread by those pesky mosquitoes again, is notorious for causing such severe muscle and joint pain that it feels like your bones are literally breaking. Imagine the worst flu you've ever had. Crank up the pain dial to 11 and then add some excruciating joint pain that makes it impossible to move. That's dengue fever in a nutshell. The pain is often described as deep, debilitating, and relentless. And it can last for weeks, even after the fever has subsided. And as if the pain wasn't bad enough, dengue can also cause a bunch of other nasty symptoms like headaches, nausea, vomiting, and a rash. And finally, at number 1, we have the most terrifying virus of them all, rabies. This deadly virus attacks the central nervous system, and once symptoms appear, it's almost always fatal. And let me tell you, the symptoms are the stuff of nightmares. Imagine this. It starts with flu-like symptoms, fever, headache, muscle aches. But then things take a terrifying turn. You become agitated, confused, and delirious. You experience hallucinations, insomnia, and partial paralysis. And then comes the hydrophobia, the fear of water, because even the thought of swallowing sends excruciating spasms through your throat. As the virus progresses, you lose control of your muscles, leading to seizures, coma, and ultimately death. The pain of rabies is described as unbearable, a living nightmare with no escape. So, there you have it, you might knows. the top 10 most painful pathogenic diseases in the world. These diseases are a stark reminder of the fragility of life and the importance of staying informed about our health. Remember, knowledge is power, and by understanding these diseases, we can better protect ourselves and our loved ones. Now, I know this was a tough one, but we gotta face these realities. Which disease do you think is the most terrifying? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos on health, science, and all the amazing things your body can do and sometimes not do. Stay curious, stay healthy, and I'll catch you in the next one.